Thanks for joining us this evening on TKO 8 Local News. Well, did you hear the boom yesterday afternoon? The Howell County, Missouri Sheriff's Department stayed busy Wednesday afternoon, mainly answering one question: what was the boom? That Sheriff's Department alone took more than 40 different calls. The West Plains Police Department says the calls about the boom kept its 5 lines ringing and didn't slow down for more than an hour and a half. Social media reports across the viewing area included accounts of the loud noise as well. The National Weather Service, as well as law enforcement, are still uncertain as to the cause of the noise that rattled windows and homes in an over 75-mile radius, and say the investigation is still ongoing. No damage was reported in connection with the big boom. Jose Langston has entered a guilty plea to drug-related charges and given 10 years in the Department of Correction. The 33-year-old Langston's latest arrest was made in mid-April when probation and parole officers made a compliance visit at a residence along Clements Drive in rural Mountain Home. Officers found almost 10 grams of methamphetamine and related paraphernalia. At the time, Langston was listed as a parole absconder from a previous methamphetamine delivery charge. Langston has a lengthy criminal record. He has been booked into the Baxter County Jail 22 times since 2010 and also served prison time on several other charges. A longtime Harrison doctor has decided to give up his privileges at North Arkansas Regional Medical Center. Dr. Marcus Causey resigned his privileges nearly 6 months after they were suspended, and he is no longer allowed to deliver babies at the hospital. NARMC listed 3 situations in a letter alleging Causey failed to provide appropriate care to a patient. Causey appealed the suspension, and after a hospital hearing, the board voted to return Causey's privileges with conditions. Dr. Causey said some of the conditions would have been impossible for him to do, and he felt it would be uncomfortable if he returned. Even though he is no longer allowed to deliver babies, Causey can see patients before and after they give birth at Crossroads Medical Clinic. He is considering his options in pursuing further legal action against the hospital. Well, T-Mobile is coming to town. Owner Sydney Ford said she is excited to bring this business to the Ozark Crossing Mall. T-Mobile will join Jimmy John's Sandwich Shop, where the Mall Exxon convenience store was previously located. The T-Mobile location is expected to open in early August. Ford added they will be announcing some other new additions to the Ozark Crossing Mall very soon. 78-year-old Lila Dodd of Payette has been arrested and charged with a felony count of terroristic threatening following a dispute with a neighbor there. The Marion County Sheriff's Office says Dodd's neighbor told police that she had told Dodd numerous times to stay off her property, but it escalated to the point where Dodd kicked over her potted plants and threatened to blow her head off. A neighbor in the nearby garden confirmed the accounting between the two. Dodd's bond was set at $2,500, and she has to have no contact with that neighbor. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at some headline news from around the region. But first, here's this week's closing livestock report from Sammy Klein, brought to you by Quality Feed Grains of Harrison and Bellefonte.
This is Sammy Klein, Federal State Livestock Market News Service, reporting sale of North Arkansas livestock auction in Greenport, 20 Unit 6. Cattle receipts, 2,761. Last week, 2132. Year ago, 2191. Compared to last week, feeder steers and bulls steadied $9 higher, mostly $1 to $4 higher. Feeder heifer steadied $4 higher. Slaughter cows $1 to $3 lower. Slaughter bulls steadied $1 lower. Had several groups of unweaned calves and a few value-added cattle. Feeder steers, meanwhile, 1 3 to 400 pounds, 177 to 194, 4 to 500 pounds, 167 to 190, 5 to 600 pounds, 155 to 175, 6 to 700 pounds, 144 to 162 with some Ks at 142 to 158. Feeder heifers, medium large ones. Excuse me. Feeder heifers, medium large ones, 3 to 400 pounds, 152 to 165, 4 to 500 pounds, 144 to 160, 5 to 600 pounds, 132 to 145, 6 to 700 pounds, 130 to 135, with some Ks at 125 to 132. Has 750 by 4 pound at $1.25. Replacement cows, medium large ones and 2 to 7-year-old, second, third stage, a few at 775 to 975 per head. And 7 to 10-year-old cows, second and third stage, 51 to 54, or 710 to 750 per head. Cow calf pairs, medium large ones and 2 to 7-year-old, 950 to 250 pound cows, 1 to 200 pound calves at side, 975 to 1225 per pair. 2 to 300 pound calves at side, 1,050 to 1,425 per pair. From 7 to 10-year-old cows with 1 to 300 pound calves at side, 700 to 1,050 per pair. Slaughter cows, boners, 50 to 55, high dress 55 to 58, low dress 47 to 48. Lean, 47 to 54, high dress 54 to 56, low dress 40 to 46. Slaughter bulls, grade 1s and 2s, 1,100 pounds, 74 to 79. High dress 79.50 to 84.50. Low dress 70 to 72. That's Mark Day, Sammy Klein reporting. Thank you.
Join Sammy Klein Thursdays and Fridays during the TKO 8 local newscast for this week's closing livestock market report. Made possible by Quality Feed Grains of Harrison and Bellefonte. Quality Feed Grains has you covered. Everything for cattle, pets, deer, equine, poultry, seed and spray, show feed, and garden. Check their website, qualityfeedgrains.com, now for this month's special. Quality Feed Grains of Harrison and Bellefonte, proud sponsors of the Livestock Report with Sammy Klein on Harrison's broadcast station, TKO Channel 8.
On any given day here at Main Street Service Center, we might be working on a Ford like on the 4-post lift over my shoulder, or an Infiniti that's back on the back bay, or a Toyota, or a BMW, or right here a Hyundai. You just never know what's going to come into the shop and what their needs might be, but you can rest assured that at Main Street Service Center, whatever you're driving, we can take care of it for you, whether it's oil and filter changes all the way up to engine and transmission replacements. And get this, we've been in business for 29 years and there's still things that we can't do, and we're not too proud to say it. So if you bring us something and it's over our head or out of our capabilities of expertise or tools, we're not too proud to say it, because we want your vehicle fixed correctly, right, and the first time.
Inland Waste Solutions works diligently to be good stewards of the environment. Reducing waste via curbside recycling services, Inland Waste Solutions takes this mission seriously, but they need your help. When putting your waste and recyclables in their respective curbside containers, be sure that cross-contamination doesn't occur. Please only place recyclable materials in the yellow top bins. Check your recycling do's and don'ts list before you throw any item into the yellow top recycle bin. Together we can make a difference. Inland Waste Solutions, local people serving local people in Harrison.
Summer is just around the corner, and the staff at Harness Boots and Shoes are ready with all the latest styles of tennis shoes, sandals, dress shoes, casual shoes, boots, and hiking shoes. You'll find the most popular brands such as Merrell, Birkenstock, Chaco, New Balance, and Twisted X for men, women, and children. And if you don't find the style or color you want in stock, they'll be happy to order them for you. Don't forget, $10 down will hold anything in the store on layaway. Harness Boots and Shoes on the west side of the square in beautiful downtown Harrison.
Plants, plants, and more plants. That's what you'll find at Camp's Plants in Harrison. Perennials, annuals, ferns, hanging baskets, shrubs, roses, decorative trees, and the largest selection of garden vegetables in the area. With different varieties arriving weekly, you're sure to find the perfect plant, shrub, or tree at the best price in the area. Camp's Plants in business for over 33 years in Harrison.
A 1-year-old girl allegedly abducted from Arkansas in a custody battle last month has been found safe in northeastern Arizona. Navajo County Sheriff's officials announced Wednesday that the child's mother and grandmother have been arrested on suspicion of custodial interference. Authorities say that a court in Arkansas's Lonoke County granted custody of Indiana Tarter to her biological father on May the 1st. Hallbrook police found the child in a hotel room with her 42-year-old mother, Heather Tarter. The girl has been returned over to the Department of Child Safety in Flagstaff, Arizona. Heather Tarter and her 66-year-old mother, Jerry Diana Tarter, are being held without bond in the county jail on felony warrants. State agencies are still working to help parts of St. Francis County that were damaged in storms over the past weekend. The 100-mile-per-hour straight-line winds blew down trees, power lines, and even destroyed an airport area on Saturday night. Officials with Energy Arkansas and Woodruff Electric say there are about 800 customers still without power as of news time this evening. The Forest City Police Department says they are coordinating with the St. Francis County Office of Emergency Management, a food pantry, and the local Walmart to help provide food and water along with ice to people in that area. Arkansas officials have denied a request by some farmers to lift the state's ban on in-crop dicamba use. The State Plant Board has rejected the farmers' request, saying the farmers provided no new information that would change their minds on the issue. The board implemented the ban on in-crop use of dicamba after receiving nearly 1,000 complaints of crop damage last year. The ban began April 16th and runs through October 31st. Arkansas House Speaker is resigning this month to take a job with the University of Central Arkansas. Speaker Jeremy Gillum says he'll resign effective June 15th to take a job at UCA as the Director of Government Affairs and External Relations. The House will meet on June 15th to elect an interim speaker to lead the chamber for the remainder of this year. Gilliam says he expects the chamber to choose Representative Matthew Shepard, who was elected earlier this year to serve as Speaker beginning in 2019. Much has changed in Arkansas's public schools over the past 3 decades, but until last week, the standards for accreditation for the state's public schools had not been amended since 1980. The Arkansas Board of Education unanimously approved a revised set of state standards for accrediting schools and school districts, with the plan to go before a legislative subcommittee next week and the full Legislative Council on June 15th. Commissioner Johnny Keys says the new standards provide balance of accountability and flexibility for schools and an opportunity for students. Before we take a look at the weather forecast as we head into the weekend, here's the way the stock market ended today. And humid day here in the Ozarks. 91 degrees this afternoon here at our studios. Humidity around 60-65%. Felt real muggy if you had to be outside working a whole lot. Even standing around in the sun, you probably were perspiring a little bit. Well, it's going to be that way for a while. We are definitely into the summer mode as we head into the first part of June here in the Ozarks area. Tomorrow looks to be about the same as today. Going to be another hot day, and humidity will build in the afternoon, around 88 degrees in the afternoon with sunny skies. Then mostly sunny skies on Saturday, 92 degrees. Sunday likewise, partly sunny skies and 92 degrees. We kick off the work week on Monday with mostly sunny skies and 92, and a slight chance of some afternoon thunderstorms perhaps in the area on Tuesday afternoon. 88 degrees and about 40% chance we might be the recipient of one of those scattered showers or thunderstorms in the area, but 40% is not a whole lot. We do need to keep some rain coming in with the heat, and of course we've had some windy conditions, which certainly dries the surface out very quickly. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at sports from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
Plants, plants, and more plants. That's what you'll find at Camp's Plants in Harrison. Perennials, annuals, ferns, hanging baskets, shrubs, roses, decorative trees, and the largest selection of garden vegetables in the area. With different varieties arriving weekly, you're sure to find the perfect plant, shrub, or tree at the best price in the area. Camps Plants and Business for over 33 years in Harrison.
Inland Waste Solutions works diligently to be good stewards of the environment. Reducing waste via curbside recycling services, Inland Waste Solutions takes this mission seriously, but they need your help. When putting your waste and recyclables in their respective curbside containers, be sure that cross-contamination doesn't occur. Please only place recyclable materials in the yellow top bins. Check your recycling do's and don'ts list before you throw any item into the yellow top recycle bin. Together we can make a difference. Inland Waste Solutions, local people serving local people in Harrison.
5 more Arkansas Razorback baseball players were drafted Wednesday, which means the team has set a new school record with 11 players taken into this year's Major League Baseball first-year player draft. In this set, pitcher and outfielder Evan Lee was picked by the Washington team. The New York Yankees took pitcher Barrett Locke. The Chicago Cubs tapped Jack Rundell. Isaiah Campbell was drafted by the Angels, and catcher Zach Plunkett was harvested by the Arizona Diamondbacks. One start after his return from Tommy John surgery. St. Louis Cardinals right-hander Alex Reyes had a season-ending operation to repair a strained labrum muscle in the upper right side of his back. Cardinals general manager Michael Gurich said that was a partial fraying between the lat tendon and the bone, and the surgery reattached the tendon to the bone area. Recovery time is expected to be some 6 months. His absence showed very much last night as Derek Didrick homered and had 4 hits to lead the Miami Marlins past the St. Louis Cardinals 11-3. Justin Upton homered for the 3rd time in 4 games, and the Los Angeles Angels defeated the Kansas City Royals 4-3 after Shohei Ohtani was removed early because of a blister on his pitching hand. It was the 2nd time this season that Ohtani left the game due to a blister on his right middle finger. Moving to football, former NFL running back Reggie Bush says dangerous conditions at a St. Louis stadium led to a season-ending injury in a case that could leave the city on the hook for damages, even though the Rams are long gone from that stadium. Defendants in the civil trial include 2 public entities. Bush was playing for the San Francisco 49ers in November of 2015 when he slipped and fell in a game after being pushed out of bounds at the former Edward Jones Dome. Red Schotemich, the Hall of Fame second baseman who managed the St. Louis Cardinals to 2 pennants and a World Series championship in the 1960s, has died as of Wednesday. He was 95 years of age. Schotemich's family released a statement saying that he had a life full of happiness for 95 years. He inspired all that knew him to always do their best. Schotemich wore the Cardinals uniform for 45 seasons as a player, a coach, and a manager, and he remained very much involved as a special assistant to the general manager up until the last year. He was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1989 by the Veterans Committee. His number 2 jersey was retired in 1996. That wraps up our broadcast here for this evening. Thanks for joining us. Join us Monday through Friday at 6:30 and again at 10 p.m. as we continue to bring you local news, weather, sports, and local announcements from around the area on Harrison's broadcast station, TKO Channel 8. Now stay tuned for more local events around the viewing